in Mexico.
Yeah, we're in Mexico right now.
Yay!
Yeah.
I didn't get an invite. That's crazy.
Oh man, I wish.
We'll go see if there's an extra room for you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll board in the captain's room or under the deck or somewhere, wherever they store the luggage. I'll sit there.
Just like make a quick trip to Ensenada.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hop on.
Is
Okay, can you go ahead and do the opening now?
Oh, we were waiting on you. Okay. All right. We can go ahead and get started then. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Hollywood Junket. I'm your host, Malik Wilson, and we have Sheer Element with us. Woo, let's give a round of applause for you guys. Yes. First question that I have to ask you guys is, it was, getting to the very end of you guys' audition, and Kelly, who you guys chose, hadn't turned yet. So what were you guys thinking in the midst of all of that?
Whoa.
Well, we were just happy to see that Niall and Chance had turned around, and we were like going to be so happy to work with any of the coaches, obviously. But in that last second, like I'm sure you saw when Kelly turned around, I was like, oh my God, because it was just so crazy. We were, of course, wondering if she was going to turn around, if she was going to recognize Jedge, and then she did. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Jedge, you were on Team Kelly previously. So was this something that you were looking forward to work with Kelly again, or were you like, there's new judges out there, we're gonna see what we can do? We also have Niall, who was in One Direction and kind of was in that whole group setting. So what was the mindset there? And as a team setting now, was there any motivation within the team to say, hey, Team Kelly did a great job with me?
No, yeah, absolutely. I feel like before we came in, I've already kind of told them, because they know all about my season, because we've been best friends for a while. And definitely they know about the Kelly situation and how amazing it was to work with Kelly. So before the blind auditions, they already know everything about Kelly Clarkson and how genuine she is. But also, really, you can't really go wrong with any of the coaches, especially the new ones, because like you said, Niall was in the group. So I feel like that would have also been a really cool opportunity to learn from somebody that's been in a group that was highly successful before. And Chance is a really amazing musician, has such an amazing ear. And so I feel like he also has a really keen ear for harmonies. And
we definitely discussed pros and cons of each coach, and one of the pros for Chance was that he has a lot of gospel music and harmonies in his songs, even though he's a rapper. So, yeah.
Definitely a lot of great choices out there to choose. And, Team Kelly, she is really, really good at, what she does. And you guys know that. But I have to ask, with you guys being the group that you are, Sheer Element, listening to the audition and listening to some of you guys' music that you've made on other platforms, how in the heck do you guys make it sound like it's more than 3 of you guys? Everybody was like, is it 4? Is it 5? How do you guys make that work? Please let me know.
So a lot of times, what we do is we like to make sure everybody gets their own solo, and they're gonna be melody for certain parts. So I'll jump on Izzy's part after she does her part for a few lines, and then I think it's the stacked type of thing.
Just us switching so fast.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's cool that Izzy's a really high soprano belter situation, and then I'm more of the baritone in the group, and Taebon is a really high tenor with a really light tone. But if it came down to it too, we could switch up, because we also have a range that can cover an alto part with our falsetto. So I think it's fun to arrange certain songs sometimes where me and Taebon switch up, or Izzy sings the middle part and I sing the third above Izzy. So that we're really blessed to have that skill.
Definitely. I love that. And you guys, I think Niall had mentioned it. You guys, or maybe Chance mentioned it. You guys match together so well. You can tell that you guys have been doing this for a long time. It's not something that you guys just created the band and said, "Hey, let's go on The Voice and try this out." You guys have put in your time, and it sounds amazing. But I want to bounce back really quick to you, Jej. So, the gameplay has changed a little bit this season, with the new playoff pass, and, less people are going to the semifinals. So how are you, I guess, relearning the show this year, this season, and, how are you, I guess, helping the team here? It's almost like you're the team captain because you've been here before. And it's not a bad thing at all. It's almost great that you have that person who's done this before and can kind of help out. So talk to me a little about that.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's so different than the blind audition and the battle. Those are the only 2 rounds that were similar from my last season compared to this season. And so that like new twist with the playoffs pass almost kind of reminds me of the cross battles from my season, because that was like the new thing that they were introducing during my season, and no one has ever done it before. So it's just kind of funny that like during this season they've introduced something new as well. And I feel like back then in season 16, like kind of navigating through that like new twist, because I didn't expect that new round to be happening. Like just kind of keeping yourself grounded, and it's definitely better to have 2 other people this time, like as a part of an act instead of like you alone, because it's like people that will like calm you down, people that will keep you grounded versus like you alone in your room. So I feel like having each other's backs is like a really like good like thing that we have going on, because when someone is like nervous or like when someone needs help, like the 2 other people are there to like comfort each other, like vice versa. So yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work, I always say. But so we kind of bounced over it a little bit, but what ultimately made you guys choose Kelly? I know she won with the trio group, Girl Named Tom. And so did you guys have that in the back of your heads at all, or was there some type of other influence? What ultimately made you guys choose Team Kelly?
Well, it was definitely the Girl Named Tom win. Like they're so great. So we were like, oh my gosh, this works. and then also she talked about song choices, which was something that we really wanted to make sure we had a coach that would like tailor things and like help with like knowing what good songs, what harmonies would be, and things like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was something she said during I don't know what you'd call it, their speeches or whatever. And that really, the pitches, and that was something that we all talked about later, because we had to huddle on stage really quickly and decide, and we didn't really get to talk as much about why we made that decision. So after we got off stage, we were like, oh, I really love that she said that, because that's really important to us. Our genre is really important to us. So we just
and I think if I'm not mistaken, someone had mentioned you guys can huddle up now, and I think you guys were like, it was almost like you guys were like, we don't need to huddle up, like we kind of already know who we're going with. And for the sake of the show, you were like, all right, we'll huddle up really quick, and then you guys did your thing, which I thought was very fun. It made for great television.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think we all kind of had made our decision, but I think we did need to huddle up because we just wanted to make sure, like, okay, are we actually making a decision right now? So
right. Making sure you're all on the same page. What was that?
It's crazy because you think like before the blind audition, you think you're so confident with who you're going to pick, but obviously there's that factor of like, you don't know for sure if that person you want is going to turn for you. But like, it's crazy when there's multiple chairs that turn, because after hearing their pitches, you're like, wait, they're all really great. I don't know anymore. Is this person really who I want to work with? Like, I wish I could work with all of them.
I know.
So it kind of made it harder for us. We're like,
no, and of course there's always going to be, I think, a part of us that's like, what would it have been like to work with Chance so closely, or work with Now so closely, So, but
definitely,
we'll find out later once we work with them again.
Hey, the sky is the limit. No, is not to say that you guys will never meet up with these people again. I mean, you guys are pure talent, and you'll be working with a lot of people. But what can
Yeah.
fans expect from the battles round coming up?
You want to say that?
Well, they can expect a
Harmonies.
harmonies.
Yeah, a lot because there's
You can
4
definitely
people
expect
on
harmonies.
stage.
And our partner is one of our like
Best
really
friends.
best friends from the show.
Yeah.
So we're really excited for people to find out who that is.
Yeah. That's kind of the
Ooh.
bittersweet part of the battle rounds is because like people think that it's all just a competition, but like we really get close to that person because we rehearse a lot and then we hang out a lot. So we ended up being really good friends with this person, and yeah, I feel like that shows with our performance because our chemistry on stage, in my opinion, was really good. So I'm really excited with this battle.
Definitely. And you guys are one of 2 trios in the competition this season. So what strategies are you guys using to, I know you mentioned this is not really competition or anything of that nature. It's so much more than that. But, what strategies are you guys pulling to, make sure that Sheer Element comes out on top?
Well, he's our
Yeah.
music director, so like I feel like his arrangements.
Yeah, I also feel, I mean, you guys help a lot too, but like, I think something that we also have going on that's really good other than our tight harmonies is like individually, we're all unique soloists as well. And I feel like that's something that we could really showcase throughout the show. Like, obviously, showing our tight harmonies and amazing arrangements and the range and whatever, but like, Izzy has a really amazing tone, and Tavon has an amazing tone, and I feel like we could all just like
He does
showcase.
too,
Thank
obviously.
you. Our voices individually, which I feel like makes for a more complete performance. So.
And you all do. I'll be the guy that butts in and says you all do, so you don't have to point each other's fingers and stuff. But I appreciate you guys so much for joining us here on Hollywood Junket. Again, I'm your host, Malik Wilson, and we have Sheer Element in the building. Thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your day. We wish you guys the best of luck.
All right,
Thank
you
you,
too.
you too.